Today's video is a yoga-inspired stretch and mobility for active seniors. I'm not going to do any chair modifications. However, if you want to grab a chair for the standing portion to help you with balance or stability, please feel free to grab it. You may also want an extra towel for when we come down onto the mat. All right, so let's just begin as always. Let's try to just forget the outside world for a few moments if we can. Soften your gaze and let's just come into our breath. We'll be breathing in and out through our nose. So as you draw that breath in, draw it in down to the lower lobes of your lungs and allow it to fill up. And then as you exhale, just allow it to drain out. Feeling free to put your hands on your side ribs. As you breathe in, you're going to feel those ribs expand. As you breathe out, you're going to feel those lower ribs sliding in and down. I'm just going to stay quiet for the next few moments. You can start to feel that mind-body connection. Feel how your body moves through your breath. On your next breath in, I'm going to want you to pause the top of that breath. And then an audible exhale, let it all go. Feel free to blink your eyes open. As always, we're just going to review our principles. It's been a while since I've seen a lot of you, so let's begin on our mats with our feet hip socket distance apart. All 10 toes are facing forward. Let's lift our toes, give them a little wiggle, and then place them down onto the mat. As we press our feet into the earth, allow the arches to draw up, create the connection with the earth. We're going to strengthen our legs. Imagine your legs are trying to squeeze together without actually moving them and lifting your kneecaps. As we come into our pelvic region, remember our lumbar spine moves front and back, posterior and anterior tilt. We want to find neutral. Allow that tailbone to draw down. Allow the tips of your hips to face forward. Lift the pelvic floor, zip her up, draw that belly button in and out. This is your powerhouse. It's going to give you strength, it's going to help you with your balance, it's going to help with your posture, it strengthens your abdominals, your breath. It's important. Keep it engaged. Let's open up across our collarbone. Allow the collarbone to grow nice and wide. And as we do that, we slide our shoulder blades in and down, let them reach for your back hip pocket. Let's strengthen our arms, just like we did with our legs. We want to keep strengthening our limbs. Palms are drawn forward, fingertips are actively reaching to the floor. We're creating distance between our ears and our shoulders. Allow there to be an imaginary string at the top of your head pulling you ever so tall, so your ears are coming over your shoulders. We're going to begin connecting our breath and our movement, starting with small circles. Inhale, arms up, exhale, take hands to heart center. We're just going to continue this for a few times. You can make your circles as big as you want, as long as you don't have any shoulder discomfort. Remember that this is your workout. You want to work to an intensity that's appropriate for you. It's not about see how far you can push yourself into a stretch. That's not important. It's even counterproductive. There'll be modifications. There'll be progressions. Again, do what's appropriate for you. We'll do one more here, and we'll stop with our hands at heart center. Let's turn our fingertips to the front of the room and extend the arms. Release down to mountain. Inhale. Exhale, take hands to heart. Turn the fingertips to the front of the room, extend the arms. This time we're going to hold it out. Now without bending the elbows, we're going to protract our shoulder blades. Allow your shoulder blades to slide open. And now retract, draw them back. Inhale and exhale. We're keeping neutral through the spine, keeping our core engaged. We're just doing protraction and retraction of our shoulder blades. Let's do one more, and then release down the mountain. Let's elevate the shoulders up and deep press. Lifting them up to our ears and sliding down. Let's do one more, and let's just hold the shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale, let's take our hands back to heart. Turn the fingers to the front of the room. This time, as we extend the arms, we're going to drop the head and allow the thoracic to round. So we're rounding that upper back. Allow the shoulder blades to open. Keep lifting through that abdominal wall. Tailbone is down. Breathe in between the shoulder blades. On an inhale, you want to lift your chin, draw the thumbs towards the back of the room, allow your elbows to bend, open up the heart. No excessive extension of that lumbar spine, keep that tailbone down, dissolve the rest, open up your chest. Let's take it one breath, one motion. Exhale, drop the chin, flex the upper back. Inhale, open. One breath, one motion. Again, you're staying with your pace, your breath. Let's do one more. We'll hold it open. And release to mountain. Going a little bit deeper here, let's inhale. As we exhale, we're going to cross one arm on top of the other. Back of hand to back of hand or palm to palm. If that's not available, just hug your shoulders. We're going to lift the elbows. If you're taking the eagle arms, allow the forearms to reach to the front of the room. Again, breathing in between the shoulder blades, feeling the stretch. As we release, we're going to sweep our arms behind us. Heels in the hands of the lower back. Allow the elbows to draw together. Roll those shoulders back. Lift the heart to the sky. Let those lower ribs keep reaching for the tips of the hips. Keeping that tailbone reaching down to the back of the knees. And release to mountain. Let's do it again, taking the opposite arm on top. Again, finding any variation of eagle arms that works for you. Lifting the elbows up, drawing the forearms forward, breathing into the shoulder. And just here for a couple breaths. Let's release, reach up, sweeping the arms behind us. This time, energy palm to palm, or if available, maybe interlocking the hands or just hooking the thumbs. Let those shoulders roll back, elbows stay soft. Lift the heart, and maybe the chin to the sky as long as it's comfortable on the neck. And let's release to mountain. Let's just lift the shoulders up to the ears and roll them back down. And let's just switch direction. We'll find ourselves back at mountain and we'll roll our wrists. And let's switch direction. We'll find ourselves back at mountain, fingers spread wide, energy through the fingers. Let each fingertip reach as long as it can. And now let's tighten the fist as tight as we can. Now we're just going to open and close that fist as fast as we can. Let's keep it going. Feeling energy running down the arms, into the forearms, into the fingers. Let's do it for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release to mountain. Coming into the cervical spine, we're just going to drop the chin and lift the chin. Being mindful, we never throw the head completely back. We work to a range of motion that's appropriate, no excessive grinding. If you're any grinding, just omit or limit that range. One more, we'll come back to center, and we'll look side to side. Pausing in the center, especially if you're getting dizzy, or even close your eyes. Try to keep your shoulders nice and square. Next time you come back to center, we'll hold. Let's drop the chin and gentle little half circles. You're mindful as you roll the head forward, you're not dropping the chest, you're staying tall through the spine. You still feel the energy of the feet pressing into the earth, the strength in your limbs, the engagement in your core. And now let's just hold the head to one side. There's an option of a progression here. If this is deep enough, you don't have to go any further. Or you can take sensation of touch. Take the hand to the side of the head, no yanking or pulling. Just the sensation of touch, suggesting to the muscles to release a little more. Next progression is to draw the heel of the hand away from the body and slowly turn the chin down. Remember, there's no end point. You don't have to reach a specific part, specific point. We take it till we feel the stretch and then release into it. Let's release that sensation of touch. Take the ear back to the shoulder and let's slowly roll to the other side. Again, feeling free to stay here, or sensation of touch, heel of the hand, maybe taking the chin down. Let's release that sensation, ear to shoulder, and chin down to chest. And we'll take the head back up in line with the spine. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. You're going to soften your knees and your hands are going to come to your thighs as you push your hips back. Spine is neutral. Pull that belly in, so there's no flexion here. Nice and long. Create as much length as you can from your tailbone to the top of the head. Draw the chest forward, pull the shoulder blades down. Find that length. And now we're going to do a standing cow-cat coming into our whole spine. You're going to tuck your tailbone, ripple up your spine so the chin tucks looking between your legs, hollow out those abdominals. On the inhale, draw the chin forward, chest forward, belly drops slightly as the tailbone turns up. Taking it one breath, one motion, standing cow-cat. Again, this is the pace of your breath. Even if the exercise is familiar, don't pick up the pace. Listen to your breath and move with your breath. We'll do one more and we'll come back to that neutral spine. Holding this modified monkey. And we'll wag the dog. Look over one shoulder and then the other. Allow your hips to move. Allow your knees to move. Shoulders. Checking in with your body, seeing how it's feeling as we're warming up. Let's do one more. And we'll come back to that neutral spine and that modified monkey. We're going to press down through your feet to come up. Inhale. Exhale, take your hands to hover. Inhale, reach up. Set the mounds of your big toes together. Heels are slightly separated. Palms are going to turn in. We're coming to a deeper lateral flexion. Slide your hand down your body as your hand slides up your ribs. Put your back against an imaginary wall. You don't want to be leaning forward. Pressing down through the soles of the feet. If available, you can take your arm up and over, maybe turning the gaze to the eye of your elbow. If this is uncomfortable, hand can be turned to the ribs. Breathe through that side body. Lift through the abdominal wall. Again, review your principles as you're holding the stretch. Do you feel strength in your limbs, engagement in your core? Focus in the mind. Let's release, come back to center, same thing, other side. Take it for one more breath. And this time as we release, we're going to step our feet at least hip distance apart and taking hands to heart. Inhale, exhale, find mountain. When we come into a rotation of the spine, we rotate at the waist. Any discomfort, you're going to skip this movement. Remember that lumbar spine works front and back. That's not what's going to rotate. Waist up comes in. So we're going to cross our arms, hands on shoulders. Grow nice and tall on that inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Knees are soft, and you're only taking it to a range of motion that's comfortable for you. The body follows the eyes. So again, thinking waist to head is one unit. Next time you come back to center, wall holds. Release down to mountain. Shifting into the lower body, let's draw the energy into our heels, make our toes nice and light. We're going to come back into our squats. We're going to reach those fingertips forward and drop the hips back and come all the way through, squeezing through the glutes. Hips, knees, and toes stay in alignment. Remember, as you do your squats, you should always be able to see your chest and your pretty faces if you were looking in a mirror. No dropping the chin, no dropping the chest. The back stays neutral. Squeeze all the way through. Let's just do a couple more here. And then we'll meet back at mountain. Inhale, reach up. Let's take a wider stance. This time turning our knees and toes out. Hands to heart. Think of your knees are trying to reach the wall behind you. Create that imaginary wall against your back and slide down it and slide up. One breath, one motion. As you slide up, feel those inner thighs pulling up and in. We'll do one more. Come into 5-point star, reach up, and take hands back to heart. Yogi challenge. We slide down to goddess and hold. Last one. Release and come back to mouth. Give it a little shake if you need to. You're going to come into the hip a little bit more with some mobility. If you want to use your chair for balance, please feel free to grab a hold of it. Hands can come to hips. I'm going to lift the knee up hip height if available. I'm just going to open out and in. Keep the tips of the hips facing forward. Just a couple more. We'll release and do the same thing, other side. Take that knee up and open out and in. Tips of the hips stay facing forward. Keep the core engaged. Remember, you can be using your chair here to help you with balance if needed. Let's just do one more. And release. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's lift the toes, spread them, place them firmly into the mat. We're going to come up off of our heels. Keeping energy in between your legs. Making sure that your ankles are not rolling out. Find the big toe, find the pinky toe. Let's do one more. And yogi challenge. Let's hold it up. Little balance challenge here. Find that string at the top of the head. Keep that string pulling your tongue. And gently release. Still staying with a little bit of balance as we come down into the ankles. Let's take our foot out. Hands to stay on chair, hips, heart center, and let's just rotate. Again, being mindful, even if the exercise is familiar, we're not just whipping the feet around. And let's switch direction. And now we're just going to plant our dorsiflex the foot, point the toe up, press the heel. As you're reaching the toe away from the body, feel a nice stretch down through the shin. As you draw that heel up, feel a stretch through your calf. And let's reach that heel out and just wiggle the toes and release. If you need a little wiggle, feel free. Let's take the other foot out and rotate. Same thing. And switch. Now point and flex. Let's hold that heel up and just give it a little wiggle. And release. Deep breath in. Exhale. Hands to heart. Let's find our tree. Just as simple as placing the heel on the foot or anywhere up the inside of the opposite leg, just not on the kneecap. Be mindful that your hips don't drop. Squeeze those outer hips and lift through the core. Our balance comes from our core first. Hands can stay at heart, or you can feel free to allow your tree to grow. Try to keep your focus steady. Focus ahead of you, maybe even shoulder height or higher. The body follows the eyes, so if you're looking down, that's going to be much harder to balance. There's energy even in the leg that's up. Draw that knee to the back of the room. Keep your limbs engaged. We'll just do another breath here, and when you're ready, gently draw the knee in, hands will come to heart, and we'll release. Same thing, other side, when you're ready. Just as simple as taking that heel off the floor creates a balance challenge. It doesn't matter where this foot goes. Pull those outer hips in. Draw this knee back. You can keep your hands at heart or allow it to grow. Find that strength, it's going to help you. Gently draw your knee in, gently draw your hands back to heart and release. And give it a little shake. If you need a sip of water at this time, please feel free to take it. We're going to work our way up to the front of the mat if we're not already there. Reassess your principles. On an inhale, we're going to take our left foot and step it back into just a gentle lunge. Both knees are soft. Draw the tailbone down, pull the belly in. Find energy through that front heel. And now I'm going to have you straighten that back leg without dumping into your low back. Think of the tips of the hips and try to turn up. So again, we're keeping neutral through that low spine. Feel the back of the knee of that back leg reaching out. That back leg is a kickstand. Engage that front heel, engage the glute. Holding, press, and pulse. One more breath here, and we'll step it in. Right foot steps back, just a gentle lunge. Both knees are soft, front knee lined up over that front ankle. Notice your pelvic placement, tailbone drawn down, pull the belly in. Keep it there and straighten that back leg. Feel openness in that hip flexor. Feel engagement in the glutes. Breathe. Breath is steady and calm. Let's take one more breath. And let's step it in. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. On an inhale, we're going to step that left foot back, this time dropping the back heel, foot slightly turned out. It can be heel to heel alignment, or if you're struggling with balance today, make it a little bit wider. Draw that left hip forward. Straighten that back leg. Feel energy in the pinky side of that foot. I'm going to open up the heart. Let's draw those elbows up and open. Cactus the arms. Keeping that tailbone drawn down. See if you can elevate the chest towards the sky. Return to neutral spine. Take hands back to heart. And step your back foot in. Right foot steps back, our warrior one position. Heel to heel alignment, foot slightly turns out. Again, you're struggling with balance, a little bit wider. Feel the energy of that right hip pulling forward. Front knee right over the ankle, hands to heart. Going a little bit deeper, let's inhale, reach our arms up, sweep our hands behind us. Interlock if available, keep that energy. Roll those shoulders back. Elevate the chest to the sky. Release back to neutral. And step your back foot in. Inhale, exhale, hands to heart. Take your left foot and you step it back to warrior one. And now on an exhale, open up to your warrior two. So warrior two, your arch to heel alignment. The back foot is slightly turned in. Feel that back hip pulling to the back wall. Your front leg, almost feel an external rotation in that inner thigh. Look down, make sure that front knee is in line with the second and third toe. Don't let it knock in. Hips are squared, shoulders are squared. Extend your arms, strengthen your arms. Switch your turn your palms up for a second. Feel those shoulders relax. Keep that relaxation through your shoulders as you draw your palms back down. Gaze over those front fingers. And breathe. You should feel your torso centered. You shouldn't feel like you're leaning forward here. Find that strength. It's pulling you tall. You're just going to release your left hand. Flip your right palm and reach up, overhead. You can keep that elbow soft. This is not a back bend. You should feel the stretch along the side of your body. Again, engaging through your cores, your tailbone down. You're going to return to that warrior two. You're going to reach those fingertips as far forward as you can, and your forearm's going to come onto your thigh. You're just going to allow that left arm just to drop back. Roll that shoulder blade back. Chest should be facing the wall and even slightly up. Your shoulders should be stacked over your hips. We don't want to be down. Again, it's not about overstretching. It's about finding that stretch. These warriors build strength as well as flexibility. If available, inhale that arm up. Turning the palm towards the front of the room, extend the arm overhead. Again, these progressions are always optional. You're just going as deep into the stretch as needed. With strong abdominals, we're going to press it down to come back up to our warrior two. Take your hands to your hips and you're going to step that back foot in a few feet and square the hips off. Straighten that front leg. We're going to hinge. Keeping the legs straight. Reach the top of the head towards the front of the room. Draw that right hip back as the left hip draws forward. Again, no rounding of that upper back. Think of the chest as reaching on beyond the toes. Bend your front knee, press it down to come all the way up. Step your back foot in, hands to heart. On an inhale, you're going to step your right foot back, warrior one. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Again, back foot slightly turned in. Front foot, toes are facing forward, that knee is in alignment with the second and third toe. No knocking in, but feel that external rotation. As you pull that back hip back, maybe feel a little internal rotation of that front thigh. Imagine you're trying to pull your legs together. Again, keep strength in your limbs. Keep your core engaged. Now extend those arms, soften those shoulders, and strengthen the arms. Imagine you're trying to press down hot air. Gazing over those front fingers. I'm going to take this into our reverse. You're just going to allow that right hand to drop onto the thigh. You're going to flip that left palm and come into your reverse warrior. Again, you should not be feeling this into your low back. Tailbone down, core engaged. Breathe into the side body. Listen to your breath. Let's return to that warrior two. And now just reach that upper body as far forward as you can. And take the forearm onto the thigh and just allow your right arm to draw back. Roll that shoulder blade back. Again, notice where your chest is. You shouldn't be looking down. You should be stacked over that hip and leg. Find length. Option here of the progression, arm comes up, palm turns forward, reach overhead. With strong abdominals, we're going to float ourselves back up to our warrior two. Take your hands to your hips and step your back foot in a few feet and straighten that front leg. The hips should be squared. We're going to hinge. Draw that left hip back as that right hip pulls forward. Again, back is neutral. Reach the chest forward. Pull the belly up. Like a nice stretch through your hamstring. Soften that front knee. Press it down to come all the way up. Inhale. Step the feet together, hands to heart. Take a deep breath in. And an audible exhale, let it all go. I'm going to take you down onto the floor. If you need help, take your chair and have the seat side facing you. Let's inhale up. As we exhale, we hinge. Push your hips to the back of the room. Bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands to come to the floor. We're going to walk it back one knee at a time. Now we're going to take our knees wide and our feet together. If you need to add extra cushion to your knees at this time, double up your mat, or if you have that towel. If you have knee issues, you may want to keep your hips high, or take the towel behind the knees. We're just going to gently start to walk it back as far as it's comfortable for us, and reach our arms forward. Maybe the forehead will come to the floor, maybe it won't, who cares? If available, turn your palms up. This is just going to help you get into your lats a little more, help to have a nice stretch through the back. We're just going to be here for a few breaths. If you need to move it out, grab a sip of water, please feel free to do so. It's a nice rest pose. Then turn the palms back down and shift the weight forward. We're into all fours, stacking up our joints. Fingers are spread wide, thumb facing thumb. Index finger facing the front of the mat. A little corkscrew to the arms. We want to have to extend the arms, but a little energy. So press down through the base of your fingers and fingertips. And we're just going to come into our cow-cat. Flexion and extension of the spine. Just like the way we started. Maybe you feel a little bit more mobility now that we have had heat building. We'll do one more. And we'll find ourselves back at neutral spine. You're going to take your left arm out, palm faces in, making sure that shoulder does not shrug. Slide your right leg back, keeping those hips square. Lift that right leg. Think of lifting with the inner thigh, and we're just holding it. We're not holding our breath, we're just holding the position. thing, other side. Taking your right arm out in line with your ear. Slide your left leg back. And again, lift with that inner thigh. You want to keep those hips squared, you want to keep your core engaged. And gently release. Heels of the hands are still landing underneath your shoulders. You're going to walk your knees together and back. And then you're going to drop the hips forward, keeping that tailbone down. As you even think of tucking your tailbone. So nice and neutral through the spine, engaged core. Think the tips of your hips are coming to your triceps. I'm going to hold this here for a few breaths. Big yogi challenge. Curl your toes and straighten your legs. If it's too much, just put them back down on the floor. We're all going to return our knees to the floor, point our toes, and gently make your way all the way down onto the floor. You can do so push-up style, or just simply walk it down through your forearms and come all the way down. We're going to slide our hands by our ribs. Press through the tops of the feet. Your knees may even leave the mat as you do that. Draw that belly button up, keep the back of the neck nice and long. We're going to inhale, lift to cobra, and exhale, come down. Let's do a few of these at your own pace, your own breath. Your inhale is the extension, the exhale is the lower. Elbows stay in, make sure they're not flaring up. And then we'll just release, come all the way down. And shake it out, wiggle it out. Let it all go. Sliding your hands underneath your shoulders, you're going to push yourself back up into all fours. Let's walk our hands and hips to the same side of the mat and swing it around. You may want your towel here, you may need to sit on a bolster or something to make sure that you're up on your sit bones. We don't want to be rounding through that low back. I'm going to extend one leg out and tuck the other one in. Anywhere along the leg, whatever's comfortable for you. Let's inhale. As we exhale, I want you to think of leading with the chest and come down. Let the top of the head reach across the room. Let the hands fall where they have to. They don't have to be on the toes. They can be on your mat, your thigh, your shin. Just not pressing down on the kneecap. Find length. Imagine that hip is pulling back as your heel's reaching forward. As you inhale, maybe find some length. As you exhale, come into that space. Let's do one more. And then slowly take yourself up and switch sides. Again, staying tall through the spine, up on the sit bones. Energize the toes, let that pinky toe reach to you. Inhale. As you exhale, hinge. Reach the chest forward. We're folding in half. We're not rounding, we're not looking at our thigh or our belly. That just rounds that upper back. We want to find length and space here. And it doesn't matter how low you get. You just want to feel the stretch. Let's take one more breath and we'll gently come up. We're going to bend both knees and gently make our way down onto our back. Walk yourself down with your hands and forearms if needed. Our knees are bent. Feel your shoulder blades lie heavy into the mat. Feel that chest open. Keep drawing that belly in, neutral spine. We're going to lift our right toes and I'm just going to slide our right heel out without letting our ribs pop up and slide it back. Just slide it out and in. So we're thinking that those lower ribs and hips are pulling towards one another. And as we exhale and slide that leg out, we draw that energy of the belly in towards the spine, keep that core engaged. Let's do one more, and then we'll just shift sides. We'll lift the left toes, let it slide out, and draw it back in. One breath, one motion. Let's do one more. And release. We'll take our knees up into our chest. If you have any knee discomfort doing this, hold on to the hamstring. You may feel your tailbone turn up. If you do, just see if you can gently drop back to the earth. And as long as you have a healthy spine, if you want a little massage, you can rock side to side. We'll settle, and then place the feet back on the mat. About hip socket distance apart. Draw the heels in close to the glutes so the heels are underneath your knees. We're going to imprint the spine, so we're going to come into that posterior tilt. So that low back, that arch and that natural curvature in that low back is going to come right into the earth. Tailbone is turning up towards the back of the knees. Get heavy at the shoulder blades. And on an inhale, we're going to lift the hips up. Think of hips, knees to shoulders. Glutes can be engaged. Press through your heels. Try not to move your neck in this position. Try not to jam the chin down. You may feel the chest lift to the chin, but not the chin drawing down to the chest. We'll take one more breath and bridge, and then just articulate through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Lengthen as you come down. Nice, gentle massage. You'll feel that posterior tilt as you come into your low back, but as that tailbone returns to the mat, neutral spine will return. Pause for a full breath in neutral spine, then walk your feet together and allow the knees to open. If this is too intense, just take your hands underneath your thighs. Let's take one more breath here. And draw our knees up and walk our feet back to hip distance. You're going to take hold of your right hamstring, take the knee into the chest, being mindful the hip is not coming with it. Keep the hip square. Let that hip reach to the front quarter of the mat. Flex your foot and extend your leg. Now if there's a little bend in the knee, draw that leg away from the midline of the body. You can even, if you have a strap, take the strap around the ball of your foot. On an inhale, draw that leg in, if available. Exhale, release. Holding on to that stretch. We're going to soften the knee, externally rotate that leg, and come into lazy pigeon. You want to keep energy through the heel, it's important, and keep energy of the knee reaching away from the body. Again, being mindful the distance between your lower ribs and hips are the same. Now, if you're a little more open and you need something a little deeper, you can always thread your needle holding on to the hamstring. And breathe. Let's just take one more breath here. And release. Let's take that left leg, draw it in towards the chest. Flex the foot and extend the leg. Again, if you have a bend in the knee, take the leg away from the midline of the body. We're mindful we're not holding onto the back of the knee. Again, you can use your strength. Inhale, exhale. Let's soften that knee. Externally rotate the leg, keep energy in the heel, and come into our lazy pigeon. Again, if you need to go deeper, you can always thread your needle. And hold for another breath, and then we'll release both feet back on the mat, and just gentle wash of the legs. We'll settle the legs and walk the feet wide, about mat distance apart. I'm going to cactus the arms, open up the chest, feel the shoulder blades lay heavy. I'm sure we'll want to watch a little bit more TV or sit at the computers lately more than we need to. Let's kind of reverse all that slouching, all that tightness through the chest, and gently slide the fingertips up and back. Again, to a range of motion that's appropriate for you. Back of the hand comes off the floor, no big deal. Don't force it back down. And then we'll hold it in cactus. Keeping that wide stance, just allow the knees to drop to the left. Let's take it back up to center and allow them to drop to the right. Just nice and easy. And let's come back to center. We'll just slide our arms down by our sides. Now if you don't want to straighten your legs if it bothers your back, just feel free to allow the knees to connect, or if available, let the legs slide out. But just soften your gaze again and just let everything go. Release your breath, release any tension in your body. Side at your forehead, your eyes, your jaw. Let the energy leave your shoulders, drain out your hips and legs. And I want you to think of something that makes you smile. Whatever comes to mind first, and hold on to that sensation. Stay with that sensation for the next few moments. You can hold on to this rest pose for as long as you want. When you're ready to come up, you're just going to roll to your right side. Gently use your left hand to help you come up. Looking forward to the day we see each other again. I wish you peace, health, happiness, and safety. Namaste. Thank you.